Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. It's Friday the 18th of May, and this is the sort of thing we could be seeing next week. Yes, the ice creams could be out as temperatures begin to rise. Well, perhaps not by that much, but certainly going to be up into the low 20s. So we could break the 70-degree Fahrenheit mark across many areas during the course of next week. Keep your fingers crossed that things don't change. We could be seeing some sunshine, and it might be drying up for some time as well. So let's just get some detail on that for you. I'll show you what's happening. These are the charts from weatheronline.co.uk, and this is valid for midday today. You see low pressure there centred across the southern part of the country. Well, outbreaks of rain associated with that low, but we've got high pressure look up towards the north, and it's that blocking high really that holds the key to the story. Now, overnight tonight, we find the low still affecting southern parts of the country. Outbreaks of rain across the north here, look, but dry across Scotland, drier to the south as well. A northeasterly flow still through these northern parts of England, southern Scotland and Ireland. So quite breezy here, but lighter winds elsewhere. Into Saturday, the weak front is still lying across northern England, perhaps affecting the far south of Scotland. It'll bring some drizzle early on Saturday morning, but I think that tends to clear away, and then most areas are dry with a fair amount of cloud. Just a few showers developing, one or two of them quite heavy across central parts of England, possibly central Wales during Saturday afternoon, but for most it's going to be dry, and it looks like it'll be dry across Scotland too. Reasonably high cloud bases and only light winds, northeasterlies, probably around about the 10 knot mark, so only about force 3. However, watch this area of rain over northern France. This is something that we're watching very carefully, because some models actually develop it and bring it northwards look into the early part of Sunday morning. Now, I remain to be convinced by this just yet, but it's starting to gather some strength and get support from elsewhere as well. So it could be that by Sunday morning we find an increased northeasterly wind across southern parts of England. It'll be cloudy, it'll be drizzly, there'll be outbreaks of light rain. But for northern England, Scotland and Ireland here, we've got more broken cloud, and it should be drier too. Through Sunday itself, it looks as if these southern areas could be breezy, could be quite cloudy, and also relatively cool with some spots of drizzle at times. But this tending to fade away, I think, through the course of the afternoon. And then overnight into Monday, where we find some more outbreaks of rain, just flirting with the southeast coast and also along the southern coast of England. But for many areas it's dry, it's breezy, there's a fair amount of cloud, but clearer skies, Scotland, northern England and Ireland, and a frost up here towards the north. Into next week, well, this is where things begin to change. Monday, I think we'll see a northeasterly wind, probably bringing more cloud and a chance of some spots of rain across East Anglia and southeast England. Cloudier skies tending to break across the Midlands, Wales, southwest England, with some bright spells coming through, and the best of any sunshine, western Scotland, northwest England and Ireland. Some cloud on these eastern coasts, but warmer air is going to be making its way into the country through Tuesday. Notice how this ridge builds across Scotland, look, and another ridge builds across the west of the country. This is blocking things out. It's preventing low pressure in the west from getting in and low pressure in the east from getting in too, although notice that just in the far east we may still be under this influence of low pressure. So a warmer day for Tuesday. I think some good sunny spells, may just be an odd shower developing. Overnight into Wednesday we're dry, and then for Wednesday itself it looks like we are going to be generally dry with some good spells of sunshine. Just a chance of an odd shower forming across Wales and southwest England, but the big news is that it turns significantly warmer during the week. Into Thursday, we're warm again, we're dry, we've got some good sunny spells around, but again a threat of some heavy thundery showers developing in the Midlands and Wales, and similar conditions excuse me, on Friday, with fair weather again and some good spells of sunshine, although some cloud affecting these eastern coasts. Now into next weekend, we could find some heavy showers developing once again, and there is the chance of some heavier rain moving on to East Anglia into the southeast during the course of the weekend and crossing westwards through the country, but I have to say my confidence in that at the moment is fairly low, but it's certainly a threat that we need to take into account. But essentially this dry weather is in, it looks like it is going to be warmer, and it could be staying drier as well into the beginning part of June. Let me just show you the temperature profiles. This is from the CFS model, and this runs from the 21st of May right the way through to the 1st of July. Now notice it's never particularly very warm. We've got 20 degrees here shown as a maximum. This is for Birmingham, and we've got 20 shown as a maximum. Look, it dips out in that middle part of June and it picks up again towards the later part of June. So never very hot, but I suspect that beginning part of June is going to be drier. However, I think that into the middle of the month things do tend to break down. It becomes cooler and possibly stays fairly unsettled until the end of the month. So certainly I'm starting to build the impression that the beginning part of June is the one we should be taking advantage of. And I can show you that on the CFS charts here. You can get these by going to weather charts at the top of the site here, and then you click on that, click on CFS, and it brings these charts up for you. So this is the rainfall, the predicted rainfall totals during the next week ending the 24th of May, and you notice that quite a few places are generally quite wet. Now, knocking on to week 2, which takes us to the 31st of May, and that's how things look. Much drier look during that week. Notice that this model not picking up on the rainfall coming through next weekend quite so much across the southeast. I still do actually think that could be there next weekend. We could see this rain next weekend across southern parts of England. And then into week 3, which takes us into the 7th of June. High pressure still there. Look, we've got a northeasterly flow, so dry conditions for that first week of June look to be on the cards according to the CFS model. And then on to week 4, and it's starting to bring in some outbreaks of rain through eastern and southern areas. Now, this seems reasonable to me. I actually think this is going to be delayed. I think that week possibly is dry, but then we find outbreaks of rain coming through into the middle part of the month, and that breaks us down for that middle part of June into more unsettled and wetter conditions. And then by the end of the month we start to find high pressure building again towards the south, which could make southern England dry, but central and northern parts probably seeing some cloud and outbreaks of rain with a jet stream blowing through the north. So certainly there are some hints of some dry weather on the way. A quick look at how the CFS sees this on the weekly 500 millibar anomalies, and you can see here this is week 1, so this is from the 17th to the 23rd of May, and we're here. You kind of have to turn your head upside down to view these charts, but nonetheless there they are. And you'll notice how week 1, look, there's the British Isles. We've got lower heights than normal to the south, higher heights than normal to the north. This is our northeasterly flow during the coming week, our unsettled northeasterly flow. But look what happens week 2. These red colours showing us where the heights are building to above normal levels. So high pressure building in. This is that dry weather that eventually makes its way in. And then if I take a look at week 3, this is from the 31st of May to the 6th of June. Look, it's still got above normal heights, so we're still under the influence of high pressure. And then up to the 13th of June, for the week up to the 13th of June, still that high pressure persists. So we can have reasonable confidence, I think, in this idea of temperatures warming up next week. Looks like becoming into the 70s, low 70s next week for some of us. Then a breakdown next weekend, but only a brief breakdown for 2 or 3 days. And then into the week after, so we could find, I've said 2 or 3 days next weekend, probably let's make it 3 or 4, take us into the Tuesday or the Wednesday of the following week, which takes us up to about the 30th of May. And then after that, it looks as if we could go drier again with higher pressure building in, never very warm, temperatures 20s, 21s, 22s perhaps, northeasterly winds, but generally dry, taking us into the middle part of June, which I then think becomes more unsettled. So hopefully that's been useful for you. Thanks again for watching. As always, the site's kept free of charge by the advert you see around the screen. So if you see an advert you like, click on it, go through to the advertiser. It's that generates revenue for us, and it keeps the site free of charge. So thanks for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.